Welcome to the 1990's Gladiator Round Tournament, and this is the final matchup in the first round of action. Nasser El Sonbaty takes on Victor Richards. This is a whale of a matchup. I must say, I am a little bit disappointed in the pitcher quality of Victor. He did not compete very often, and a lot of these are actually exhibitions, but you're up on stage, it's not a photo shoot. I count these pictures if I need them, or if I have to use them, I will use them. But this first comparison is, you might as well throw this into the garbage. This is terrible. Victor Richards, I found no pictures of a front relaxed position, and this is the closest it comes. And his stomach is protruding. Something awful. And make no mistake about it, Victor Richards had one of the smallest waists of any of the big men of bodybuilding, as you'll see in the next couple of shots, but this one for sure is going to Nasser El Sonbaty. Look at the tiny waist, and the conditioning is just too much for Victor to handle. And plus, look at the waistline of Victor. But like I said, this is no fair. But 1-0 Nasser. Let's go to the next pose. And I do believe Nasser El Sonbaty forgot something at home, and we all know what that is. That's mother's milk, and he needs a couple of injections.
Inject good mother's milk. Give me the good stuff. Use the juice.
Use the juice.
Use the juice.
And I think he used a little too much juice, so let's bring him down a little bit. That's better. More realistic. I'm shocked. I'm actually going with Victor Richards on this one. The conditioning of Nasser is, of course, it is head and shoulders when you really look at the abdominals and things like that, the vascularity level. But man, oh man, look at the proportions of Victor. This is a true beast. Nasser is a monster, and Victor is, wow, look at the legs. He has some feathering in those legs. That's really the topper in this one. Look at the waist, and like I said, in that first shot was no fair. Victor has a tiny waist. But this monster matchup is all tied up heading into the front lat spread. And this is a very close contest. I was excited about this one for a long time, and it is really delivering. Now, I could easily go with Victor on this one. I could see how some people could. He has better proportions. Look at the incredible small waist, and he has those big legs. But unfortunately, this is earlier on in his career. This is all I could find for a competition front lat spread. And his legs are a whole lot smaller than they could be. And his conditioning will never be as good as Nasser's was. Not when Nasser was in his prime. So it's going to take a whole lot more muscle to be able to beat that conditioning, and he just doesn't quite have it yet in this front lat spread, but later in his career, he may have been able to beat Nasser in this pose. Gotta go with what we have. Nasser takes the point. Let's go to the next pose. And once again, this is unreal, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the mass. Once again, Victor Richards is just showing that he is just bigger than Nasser El Sonbaty. Look at the legs. There's no question about it. But at the end of the day, I am going with Nasser El Sonbaty in this. Now, yes, when you look at the waistline and the legs, Victor has the proportions for sure. But the conditioning and Nasser is matching muscle as far as the upper body is concerned. Look at the shoulders. And of course, if you know me and my judging techniques, I don't really appreciate a split in the chest. And Victor has a nice little split there in his pec. And some people like that, and that's where my judging gets criticized. But hey, I have to go with what my own preference is. And some of the poses, of course, when conditioning and size and things like that match up. So Nasser gets this side chest pose, but I am very impressed with Victor. Let's go to the next pose. This is an awesome matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Richards, he was never really in the Olympics. He's never competed in the Olympics, not that famous, but he had everything that it takes to be a true champion. Look at that back, the thickness, the traps. Based on the back alone, I might even give him the edge on this. But when you look at the hamstrings and the glutes, it's all she wrote. Nasser El Sonbaty takes this one. But man, oh man, look at the potential of this Victor Richards. Wow. Seems Nasser's got a good substantial lead, but it's a shame because all of these poses were pretty close. Let's have a look at the next back shot. And we are allowing this half-turned rear double by from Victor Richards. It's the only competition one that I could find. There's plenty of photo shoots of this, and we will have a comparison just for fun after this one. But it appears Nasser. This is earlier on in Nasser's career, and I think this is his best rear double bicep. Not nearly as big as the other ones, but my word, look at the back development. He has very low lat insertions. This is insane for Nasser. He could be a #1 seed in this 1990s tournament. He has won both back shots, but like I said, let's have this comparison just for some fun. And I am here to tell you, Victor Richards meant business. Now yes, the smart money of course would go on Nasser. He's a runner-up at the Olympia. And of course, an outstanding record, placed third several times. But I'm here to tell you, Victor Richards is standing his own, especially in the back development. Nasser may still have the edge as far as the back is concerned, but when you look at the arms, Victor Richards, this is a knockout shot. Of course, overall, I still would give this to Nasser. When you look at the hamstrings and the glutes, Victor really, if he tightened up some, if he was an Olympia contestant, he really could have won the Sandow for sure with that type of potential. Alright, let's have a look at another comparison. And of course, keep in mind, Nasser El Sonbaty has won this matchup, and the rest of these comparisons are just for fun. This is Nasser El Sonbaty versus Victor Richards. We don't get to see these type of matchups very often, so we might as well get the rest of these comparisons in. And this ab and thigh, you can definitely see without a doubt. Nasser El Sonbaty's conditioning was head and shoulders above Victor. But of course, yet again, structurally, Victor Richards could handle Nasser, no problem. Look at the legs. Massive, big, I've never seen such a big set of legs compared with a small waist. Of course, this is, I imagine, an exhibition. He's wearing shades. But if this guy really got serious about his dieting and conditioning, and he came in as diced as Nasser El Sonbaty, he would have been unstoppable. And we're going to wrap things up with this here most muscular comparison. Very impressive on both sides. Wow. Of course, Nasser has the conditioning. It's plain to see. But in my opinion, Victor had the smaller waist, and I'm sure if the cameras were down a little bit lower, we could see the legs. Victor, of course, has the edge in the leg size. So he has the silhouette and the shape. Nasser has the conditioning. He had tightened up his conditioning a little bit. He would have been able to really be a factor on the Olympia stage, but it was never meant to be, and it doesn't matter anyway. He's still a legend as far as I'm concerned. He gave Nasser El Sonbaty a run for his money, I'm here to tell you. Now these 1990s brackets are really looking good, ladies and gentlemen. And with the advancement of Nasser El Sonbaty, it's going to provide an awesome second round match. Shawn Ray versus Nasser El Sonbaty. Wow. Of course, we have Dorian Yates versus Flex Wheeler. Unreal dream match. And Paul Dillette versus Andreas Munzer. That's going to be a very interesting match. I look forward to that one. But all of those will have to wait. Kevin Levrone versus Milo Sursev is next match in this tournament. And it will be the first of the second round of action. Hope you enjoyed this video. Look forward to the next one. And of course, have a good day.